lads, give your heart and soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a go. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it yet. Come on Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello and welcome to Taff's Words. I know I'm in a very different location. I'm in my car. I'm about 30 minutes early for work. So I just thought, hey, why don't I just rattle off a video, because I have had one jumping around in my brain, and that was before the Yeovil game, and now I think it's a bit more prominent now the Yeovil game is over and the result has come through, and word of the performance has come through. I was in Yeovil last night. I've seen a few of the pre-season games. I bought the Bristol City one. I didn't get to Sheffield. Obviously I couldn't see anything with the Swansea one. I didn't go to Wendy because I was on holiday, but I went to the Pontypridd. To be honest, I was quite impressed against Pontypridd, but not obviously reading too much into it, because it was a pre-season friendly for one, and it was against a much weaker opposition. But now the title is going to suggest that I'm going to talk about our possibility of relegation. And no, I'm not talking about a possibility of relegation. I'm pointing out that people are talking about the possibility of relegation, and it's pre-season. People think, right, so first of all, there's a narrative with the county because of the financial situation, saying that we got a low budget. Yeah, okay. But then many teams have been successful with low budgets. It's how you spend your budget, you know? I mean, how you mould a team together. And at the moment, when you do utilise a small budget, you have to take extra care and time to mould a team together as a unit. There's a way that Graham is obviously wanting to play. There's a number of formations he wants to try. He wants his plan B and his plan C and his plan D. Yeovil last night, I saw plan A, plan B, plan C and plan D, if they exist. But I saw changes in tactics, I saw changes in formation, I saw changes in the way players were playing, positions that they were taking up. And for me, it was an experimental training game for us last night, and Yeovil played like they wanted to win the game. I mean, they were even time wasting and trying, diving and stuff like that. I mean, you don't utilise a pre-season game. They wanted desperately to win that game last night. We didn't look like we were bothered whether we won the game. It looked as though, right, we need to get these things right. They've obviously been working on things in training, and unfortunately for us fans, we don't get to see what they work on in training. But look, I'm under no illusion the performance was dreadful last night, but there were glimpses of things like, hold on a minute, if they could pull that off in a match, in a real match, a bit more slicker, with a bit more sharpness, that would be a fantastic move. There were misplaced passes, but it wasn't all negative last night. For me, Bryn Morris looks like a player. He was fizzing balls around really well. His delivery into the box was really good. And the thing is, we know we've got good players there. We know we got a good manager. So we don't need the hysteria of relegation, and, oh, I'm worried. I'm not worried until Christmas. I'm not worried if we lose at Accrington 4-0 first game of the season. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, of course. I want to win as many games as possible. I want us to be at the top end of the table, not the bottom end, as does every Newport County supporter. There are a few who are making comments in certain groups, and you think you want the club to fail, so you can stand up and put your hand up and say, oh, guess what? I told you so. That does me. That really fucking does me. There's no need for that kind of thing. We're getting criticism about the commercial manager of all people. I mean, what the hell has the commercial manager got to do with what goes on the pitch? Yeah, okay. You think he may be missing a trick with certain deals he could be getting and that or whatever. You might not rate him. You might know people who don't rate him. But at the end of the day, he's one man doing a job that a team of 3 or 4 people at every other club does. So you got to cut him at least a little bit of slack, you know. And he is leaving. He's handed in his resignation, probably because he's fed up with all the shit he's getting. So, you know, that's another person forced out of the football club because of bullshit from supporters. But, you know, hey, there we go. So who in their right mind is going to come in and do that job on their own and do a better job? I know Watsy would, but Watsy's at Swindon. There's no way we're going to match what Swindon would be able to pay him. I know if there was a small pay cut, he may consider it. But to be honest with you, I don't think he comes back to Newport unless he's CEO, general manager, something like that. And that position's been taken. So we will not get James Watts back at the football club. He'll be at Swindon. Who else is out there that can do the job? From what I could see, Matthew Owen was getting in a lot of sponsorship deals and forging relationships. But if there is a better job to be done, maybe the club needs to consider spreading it across a couple of people. Maybe. You get what you pay for, you know. Speculate to accumulate and all that. You know, you get what you put into it. You put a bit more money into your commercial side, you may get X amount more on the back of it. So, look, I don't know. But going back to the playing side of things, yeah, I could see that was an exercise last night. That was a training game for us. But I know time is running out, you know, and, you know, we need to be able to take some games seriously and play some football and show, you know, get that intensity up so we're ready for the start of the season. I think most of the time we have a good season. We don't generally have a good pre-season. Now, yeah, okay, we've conceded goals. So has Swindon, by the way. Swindon have lost games in the same way we have. Crawley lost 9-1, was it, to Portsmouth? Look, you know, it's just a weird pre-season for everybody. We're not special. I feel sometimes that, you know, there's a standard that we have to meet, which is better than every other football club in the league sometimes, you know, with our supporters. You know, the expectation levels can be absolutely fucking ridiculous sometimes. And, you know, there's no contemplation that another team that we play might just be better on the day than us. No, everything has to come down to us being bad. Everything has to come down to us being shit. You know, if we lose a game, oh, we were shit today. It's like, well, no, I disagree. I didn't think we played that bad, but the other team were just better. Can't we just say, look, you know, we gave it our all today, but the other team were better on the day? We can't just say that. We have to fucking tear into our own team. I mean, our players are going to be reading social media, right? They've got an expectation of what the season's going to be. How do you think they'd feel if they got to listen to the shit, right? Or read the shit that's being posted, you know, and everybody's writing them off already. What kind of fucking what's the word I'm looking for? What kind of mentality is that going to give them going into the season? What kind of confidence is that going to give them going into the season? It's going to give them absolutely none. The people need to think before they put stuff. I mean, yeah, have an opinion. Oh yeah, we were crap last night. Yeah, they probably admit that. They say, oh, we're going to get relegated. I'm worried. They're going to look, what the hell are they worried for? Why are they relegated? You know, why do they think we're going to get relegated? You know, we haven't even kicked a competitive ball yet. It's a pre-season game. It's a training game. You utilise your pre-season whatever way you want. We don't go out to win games in pre-season. It doesn't matter whether you win them. What you want to get from them is the match sharpness. You know, work on your system. And yeah, the system didn't look like it clicked last night, but he altered things a lot. So people just need to be freaking mindful. You know, that these players aren't machines. They're human beings with feelings themselves. And up there, what goes up there matters. What goes up there absolutely matters. And if they think that their own fans are writing them off before they even kick a competitive ball, what do you think that does to them up there? What would it do to you? You know, you can't hold these people to higher human standards. It's not good. Anyway, that's enough of that one then. I hope you agree. If you disagree, fine. You know, I love the fact that we can have opinions and we can debate and we can share ideas and alter each other's way of thinking sometimes. But that's where I sit with it, okay? So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do everything that you can to support the channel, because it does make money. And you know, we've donated £250 to the player fund this week. We've sponsored a player's shirt, which we'll be announcing soon. So, you know, the club have taken a good sort of £600 from us over the last week or so. So keep supporting us. This channel makes money, okay, and it doesn't cost you a thing. So thank you very much. Cheerio for now, as always. Up the county.